What kind of god-tier training method was this? Punching sandbags looked utterly weak in comparison. True fierce fighters trained by kicking concrete pillars. The crashing sound traveled all the way outside the door. A young boy was completely stunned on the spot. The braided man in front of him was his brother's opponent, Tong Pa. This man was arrogant by nature. He also possessed extraordinary fighting skills. He was a renowned Muay Thai master. He had never lost a single match in his 10-year career. Kurt saw how powerful Tong Pa truly was. He hurried back to tell his brother Eric. He warned that the upcoming match was extremely dangerous. He described the terrifying scene he had just witnessed. Eric did not care at all.
So what? Can he move like me?
The truth proved his confidence came from strength. Eric was an American combat champion. He had won the golden belt at a very young age. To break through his limits, he traveled all the way to Thailand with Kurt. He aimed to challenge the Muay Thai expert Tong Pa. He had no idea how terrifying Tong Pa really was. Eric ignored his brother's sincere warnings. He insisted on stepping into the fighting ring. The ultimate showdown officially began. Before the referee could blow the whistle, Tong Pa charged forward instantly. Eric launched the first attack, yet he took 2 heavy blows in return. The audience burst into loud cheers from the stands. His next 2 punches carried no real power at all. He was cornered and brutally beaten by Tong Pa. He was knocked down only after a few seconds of fighting. Eric struggled to get back on his feet. He quickly switched up his tactics and focused on leg strikes. Still, none of his moves could hurt his opponent. Tong Pa started his fierce counterattack. Eric completely lost the ability to fight back. He could only endure continuous brutal knee strikes. The halftime bell finally rang and saved him from further injury. Kurt begged him to give up the match, but Eric firmly refused to surrender. The second round started soon after. Tong Pa unleashed a deadly combo the moment the round began. Eric collapsed to the ground as expected. Kurt quickly threw in the towel to concede the match. Tong Pa chose to ignore the surrender. He landed a brutal elbow strike on Eric's back. Enraged, Kurt tried to stand up for his brother. He was kicked straight off the ring platform.
You can give Americans a bad rap.
Finally, Eric survived the fight, yet was paralyzed from the waist down for life. Kurt made up his mind to get revenge, but defeating the brutal Tong Pa was far from easy. Luckily, his fellow townsman Winston took him to see a reclusive local master. The old man had a peculiar temper and paid no attention to him at first. Kurt said he had solid defense and natural talent for fighting. The next moment, Kurt froze where he stood. He was shocked by the master's incredible prowess. He knew mastering the old man's skills would give him a chance to beat Tong Pa. The master still refused to take him as a disciple. Instead, he told Kurt to go buy some food. Kurt went to the only shop in the village. The shopkeeper was the master's niece. 2 thugs walked in to collect protection money. Kurt drove them away with just a few moves. The old man was pleased after hearing what happened. He did not expect the young man to have such a strong sense of justice. Early the next morning, Kurt was woken up by a basin of cold water. The master handed him a set of clothes to change into. He never openly agreed to take him on, but he accepted him as a pupil in his heart. From then on, Kurt began grueling training sessions. The master taught him how to channel internal energy and various combat techniques. To build his tolerance to strikes, heavy coconuts were smashed against his abdomen. To boost his speed, a piece of pork was tied to his leg and dogs were set loose to chase him. Later, Kurt started practicing kicking techniques. The master noticed his ligaments were not fully stretched. He used simple tools to stretch them forcefully. This stretching method was extremely painful, yet Kurt never gave up. He still had to avenge his brother. Then came the final stage, toughening his body. Kurt winced in pain after just a few kicks. The old man spoke to him. "If you cannot endure this pain, how can you avenge your brother?" These words filled Kurt with new strength. He kicked the tree trunk wildly. Eventually, he broke the coconut tree clean in half. He collapsed to the ground in agony, but he had made it. To test his skills, his master arranged a boxing match for him. The outcome was predictable. Kurt knocked down his opponent with ease. He rose to fame after the fight. This caught the attention of Tong Pa's boss. The next day, the man sent over a challenge from Tong Pa. Fight day soon arrived. Kurt showed up as promised. Before the match started, they performed an ancient Muay Thai ritual. The fighters covered their hands with broken glass. It meant life and death were out of their control once on the ring. Still, Kurt was fully confident he could beat Tong Pa. The boss had staked everything he owned on Tong Pa. To guarantee victory, his men kidnapped Kurt's brother beforehand. Right before the match, the boss threatened Kurt. He told Kurt to take the beating obediently if he wanted his brother to live. He promised to set the man free after the fight. The gong rang and the match began. Fearful for his brother's safety, Kurt dared not fight back. He could only stand there and take blows. Meanwhile, the master and Winston went to rescue Kurt's brother. Kurt was on the verge of collapsing under Tong Pa's fierce attacks. They rushed the rescued man to the underground arena. Relieved to see his brother safe, Kurt cast aside all worries. The crowd cheered his name loudly. The boss grew restless. Kurt had the bindings on his hands cut off. He delivered a fierce kick straight to Tong Po's head. Enraged, Tong Po tried to counterattack. Kurt blocked his moves effortlessly. He followed up with a sharp combination of strikes. Kurt let out all his pent-up anger. Seeing defeat coming, the boss tried to flee. The master stopped him at once. Tong Po lost all his arrogance. He could only stand there and take kick after kick. Kurt finished the fight with a spinning kick. The boss also met his end with a high kick from Kurt. Thunderous applause echoed across the venue. With his unyielding spirit, Kurt finally avenged his brother.